Hello, my loves. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you're here and you've been here, I love you. I wanted to record this video earlier today, but something came up which I'll talk about at the end of the video. But before we begin, I want to give a quick content warning. I'll be talking about emotional, verbal, and psychological abuse and how these experiences can affect the brain, especially when living with multiple sclerosis. Some of this may be sensitive or triggering, so please take care while watching. And know that I will put support resources in the description below for you to click on. So, October is DV Awareness Month. And when we think of abuse, we often picture physical harm. But what about the invisible wounds? Emotional, verbal, psychological abuse don't leave bruises on the body, but scientific research shows that they can leave lasting marks on the brain. And this isn't rare. Globally, 1 in 3 women will experience abuse in their lifetime. And then in the US, more than 10 million people each year are impacted. For those of us with multiple sclerosis, these scars can complicate an already difficult journey. Abuse triggers the body's toxic stress response, flooding the brain with cortisol. Over time, this changes the structure and function of key areas. The hippocampus, which is responsible for memory and stress regulation, it shrinks. The amygdala, the fear center, becomes overactive. The prefrontal cortex, which is the decision-making, self-control portion, weakens. So when survivors say, "I feel like my brain doesn't work the same," they're not imagining it. Science backs it up. MS already causes fatigue, memory lapses, and brain fog due to inflammation and demyelination. Add the impact of long-term abuse, and symptoms can intensify. For example, abuse-related hypervigilance fuels anxiety, which worsens MS fatigue. Abuse-related hippocampal damage plus MS lesions, you get bigger struggles with memory. When you realize that nearly 30% of adults in the US have lived through some form of abuse, it becomes clear that this isn't an individual issue, it's collective. And when those experiences meet MS, the challenges are multiplied. So, what's the hopeful side? The hopeful side is that the brain has neuroplasticity, so meaning it can heal and form new connections. Some healing strategies are trauma-informed therapy, like EMDR or CBT, mind-body practices like practicing mindfulness, yoga, breath work, safe, supportive relationships, of course, medical care for MS, and mental health working hand in hand. Just as MS treatment is about management and resilience, recovering from abuse is about reclaiming the brain's ability to grow and heal. If you've ever lived through emotional or psychological abuse, know this. Your story matters, and the changes you feel are real. But so is your ability to heal. This October, let's raise awareness not just of domestic violence, but of the invisible wounds it leaves, especially for those of us facing MS. I had to script this because it really hits home for me, unfortunately. And so if it seems like I'm reading it, it's because I am. Because my brain will go down that rabbit hole. I want to say to anybody who's dealing with any kind of abuse, I don't care what type of abuse it is, if you're human, any type of abuse, it is not okay. It is not okay. It is not your fault. Please seek help wherever you can. I'm going to put the links, like I said, in the description, and message me. If anything, message me. It is not okay at all. What prevented me from recording this earlier this morning is I was going to record after I got breakfast. And breakfast that I wanted was eggs. I wanted eggs and sausage. So I went to the store to get eggs and sausage. And I don't believe in coincidence, but it just happened, for lack of better words, coincidence. There was a couple, and I knew both of the tones. He was the aggressor, and she was the terrified, not even scared, she was terrified. And she gave, I turned the corner into the aisle that they were in, and she gave the universal hand signal that she was in distress and needed help. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's the thumbs on the inside and then the fingers curl over. She was doing this. And because I heard him yelling at her, I knew her name. So I walked up to her like I knew her, and got her out of the store without him. Now that could have ended very badly. A lot of things could have happened, but thankfully nothing did. I got her to her mom's house. So my point with that is, if you pay attention to your surroundings, if you pay attention to people, if you hear loud voices, pay attention to what's going on, because somebody might really be in need. And it can get to a point where it's a matter of life or death. If he's yelling at her the way he was at 7 o'clock in the morning, what is he doing behind closed doors? So it's just really important. And it's not just, guys being the abusers. Anybody can be an abuser. So whoever it is, it doesn't matter. We're all in this together, and we all have to help each other. So if you ever come across something like that, do what you can to help them. And yeah, that was the story this morning. So if this resonated with anybody, I know this is a bit of a bummer for my first video. If this resonated with anybody, please hit the like button, comment. I'd love to hear your stories, your input. Subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you here. And let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about with MS. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.